Roy DeMeo didn't look like a monster. He was a family man, a businessman, a neighborhood figure in Brooklyn. On the surface, he dealt in luxury cars. Behind the scenes, he was part of the Gambino crime family. But DeMeo wasn't just another mob associate. He built something different: a crew, a machine, a killing operation that investigators would later struggle to comprehend. Because this wasn't impulsive violence. It was organized efficiency. The Gemini Lounge wasn't famous. It was just another bar in Brooklyn. But inside, it became something else. The DeMeo crew used it as a controlled environment. Targets were brought in calmly, conversations, drinks, normalcy, and then precision. What set DeMeo apart wasn't brutality. It was speed. The process was designed to eliminate risk, noise, and delay. This became known as the DeMeo method. Law enforcement later estimated the crew was responsible for dozens of murders. And what made it chilling was consistency. There was no emotional outburst, no dramatic rage, just repetition. Murder became procedural. Most notorious killers crave attention. DeMeo didn't. He wasn't performing for media. He wasn't chasing fame. His violence was transactional. If someone was a liability, they were removed. If someone owed money, they were handled. It was business. That's what makes him psychologically different from someone like Bundy. Bundy hunted for dominance and ego. DeMeo operated for structure and power within hierarchy. He didn't need to feel admired. He needed to feel effective. And efficiency became his identity. But there's something unsettling about repetition. When violence becomes routine, empathy erodes. According to informants, DeMeo could switch between family life and execution mode with disturbing ease. That psychological compartmentalization is rare. It requires detachment, control, and emotional suppression. Organized crime depends on stability. Too much attention is bad for business. By the early 1980s, law enforcement pressure was increasing. Investigators were closing in. Wiretaps, surveillance, informants. And DeMeo's growing body count became a liability. Here's the twist. It wasn't just the police that became a threat. It was his own organization. In the Mafia, loyalty matters. But survival matters more. When someone becomes too risky, they become expendable, even if they were once useful. And Roy DeMeo had become very risky. In 1983, Roy DeMeo was found dead in his car, shot multiple times. The official narrative suggested internal betrayal, a message. In organized crime, endings are rarely dramatic in public. They're quiet, contained, practical, just like the system he built. DeMeo's crew collapsed, informants spoke, cases were built, and the Gemini Lounge became part of criminal history. Roy DeMeo wasn't a media celebrity criminal. He didn't give interviews. He didn't sit in court charming cameras. He represents a different kind of evil: institutionalized violence, systematic murder, a structure where killing wasn't passion, it was process. And that's arguably more disturbing, because chaos is unpredictable. But systems can scale, and DeMeo built one. Roy DeMeo turned a neighborhood bar into a machine, not fueled by rage, not fueled by obsession, but by efficiency. When violence becomes normalized inside a system, it stops feeling personal. It becomes routine, and routine is powerful. The question isn't how many he killed. The question is this: is a methodical killer more dangerous than an emotional one? Let me know in the comments. And if you're interested in the psychology of organized evil, subscribe. This series is just getting started, just getting